Montmartre, known for its artists and tourist-packed streets, is one of Paris' most visited spots. But what if I tell you that there is a quiet, hidden side of Montmartre most people missed? Today, I'm walking through both worlds, the famous and the forgotten, to show you that Montmartre is more than just a postcard. Let's be real, Paris isn't exactly known for being cheap. But I'm on a mission to survive Paris without breaking the bank. Last night, I stayed at one of the cheapest hostels in downtown Paris, Generator Paris Hostel.
The next morning.
And this morning, I hit up their cafeteria for their €12 continental breakfast buffet. Coffee, juice, milk, bread, croissant. Basically all the carbs you need to power through the day. It's cheap, filling, and get the job done. In a city where a single croissant can cost €3, this breakfast kept my stomach full till late afternoon and my wallet smiling. Good morning from Paris. So I've just checked out and ready to go. My plan for today starts from the area around my hostel on the right bank, then walk all the way to Montmartre, soaking in the sights, sound, and surprises along the way before I say goodbye to Paris and head to my next destination. There are a million things to do in Paris, but this time I'm slowing down. No checklist, no rush, just walking and soaking it all in. Funny enough, I didn't realize my hostel was located right next to the train tracks. There is something nostalgic about these locomotive tracks. The rusty train tracks, the distant whistle, like catching a glimpse of old school Paris. No Eiffel Tower, no Louvre, just raw everyday moments. Guess what I found here? A public toilet, free to use in Paris. That's like finding gold. If you have ever tried toilet hunting in Europe, you will know what I meant. Shame to say, I dropped a pin on the Google map just in case I have to come back again. While in Europe, water intake is strictly scheduled. I have to monitor it just like wartime, so as to minimize my toilet hunting expedition. Just a short walk later, I arrived at Gare de l'Est, the station that brought me into Paris the day before. 2 blocks from Gare de l'Est is Marché Saint-Quentin, a hidden gem. Built in the year 1866, Marché Saint-Quentin is the iron and glass covered market that feels like a vintage postcard. It is like a neighborhood wet market, but with French charm. There are fewer tourists, more local. A little quiet when I visited, and honestly, I love that. Just a few blocks later is the majestic Gare du Nord, the North Station of Paris. This is the busiest train station in all of Europe. Over 200 million passengers pass through here every year, taking the Eurostar to London, trains to Brussels and Amsterdam. And the best part, Gare de l'Est and Gare du Nord are just 10 minutes apart on foot. It is one of the easiest train transfer in Paris and a perfect start on a slow day to this city. Today is my only full day in Paris. And no, it's not about the Eiffel Tower, the Arc de Triomphe, or strolling down the Champs-Élysées. I have got just one mission before I leave: Montmartre. I used to think Montmartre was just the Sacré-Cœur, that the hill was the destination. But I was wrong. Montmartre is so much more. And today, I'm walking this street to set the record straight. Let's kick things off with the Basilica of the Sacred Heart, or as the local call it, Sacré-Cœur. This is one of Paris' most iconic landmarks. And trust me, getting there is part of the magic. You can take the funicular, but me, I'm taking the stairs. Hundreds of them. Why pay when your legs are still working? With each step, Paris slowly unfolds beneath me. As I'm reaching towards the top, reality hits. Crowd. A long line winds outside the Basilica. I paused. Should I queue? During the last visit, I didn't. FOMO hits hard. I'm not making that mistake again. Good news, entry is free, and the line moved faster than I expected. I waited. 30 minutes later, I stepped inside and time slows. The silence, the soft glow through the stained glass, and above the altar, the massive golden mosaic of Christ, one of the largest in the world. Built in the year 1875 and only consecrated after World War I, Sacré-Cœur feels sacred. Despite the chaos outside, inside it is still, quiet and powerful. Back outside, the scene shifts. Street performer juggle, couples dancing, kids running up and down the steps. It's chaotic, it's beautiful, it's Paris. I make my way down the hill, where the Carousel de Saint-Pierre spins gently at the foot of the Basilica. Yes, this is the Carousel from the film Emily, a timeless touch of Montmartre's magic dating back to the 18th century. And now, my Montmartre journey truly begins. Right here at Place des Abbesses. Once I step away from the crowd near Sacré-Cœur, and suddenly Montmartre transforms. It gets quieter, more soulful, and more local. No tour groups, no selfie sticks, just real life unfolding. And if this square looks familiar, it should. This is where Emily was filmed, one of Paris' most beloved films. Just a few steps away, don't miss this hidden gem, the I Love You wall. Over 250 languages, one message, I love you. From English to Mandarin, Hindi to Japanese. In this part of Montmartre, time slows down, and life feels like art. Montmartre is never flat, and to reach Place du Tertre, I'm climbing again. It turns out that I should have taken the side gate behind Sacré-Cœur. Instead, I went all the way down the hill, and now it's 100 steps back up. But this climb along the famous Rue Foyatier stairs, it connects me to the heartbeat of Montmartre. Every steps echo with stories. And finally, I arrive. Place du Tertre. The square is alive. Artists paint in real time. Cafe spills onto the cobblestones. And the unmistakable creative soul of Paris is everywhere. Place du Tertre is one of Montmartre's most iconic spots. A tourist magnet, yes, but also a living museum of Bohemia, Paris. Back in the 19th and 20th century, struggling artists set up here, hoping to be noticed. Some of the big names were Van Gogh, Picasso, Utrio. These people once wandered these very streets. Today, the tradition lives on. Painters capture Paris scenes. Portrait artists sketches visitors on the spot. The past still lingers in every brushstrokes. This square was once the heart of Montmartre. Just a few steps from Sacré-Cœur is charming, but crowded. Really crowded. Sometimes the swarm of tourists takes away the peace I came looking for. But here's the trick. Take a detour. Slip down any narrow alley from this square and suddenly you are in a quiet, poetic Montmartre. The one most visitors miss. Montmartre was once known for its cabaret and wild nights. But cheap rents brought in artists, dreamers, and visionaries. These winding streets, they were just their playground. And Place du Tertre was their canvas. Walking here feels like stepping back in time. Just a few steps away, hidden behind the crowds and Sacré-Cœur grandeur, Église Saint-Pierre de Montmartre, one of the oldest churches in all of Paris. The Saint-Pierre church is quiet, humble, and peaceful. Inside, it feels almost too polished, almost empty. But in that silence, I find sanctuary. I do love the colors and chaos of Place du Tertre, but sometimes you need to step away to appreciate it fully. Follow my steps to La Maison Rose. It's only a few meters away, but if you are anything like me, it takes forever. Because Montmartre is like a living museum. Every corner, every window, every twist of the street pulls you in. I stop, take a photo, admire an old building, pause for a quirky art piece, and just like that, time disappears. Especially on a sunny, gorgeous day like today, Montmartre feels like a dream. And finally, I arrive. La Maison Rose, the famous pink house. You have probably seen it on Instagram or postcards. But it's more than a photo stop. This little cafe has been a Montmartre icon since the early 1900s. Artists, poets, lovers all pass through its doors. You can sit for a cozy espresso. Or just do what I did. Admire it from the streets, camera in hand. As I continue, I ended up on Rue Lepic. Here, the tourist bus fades totally. And in its place, the real Paris. Cafe that aren't staged for Instagram. Local carrying baguettes, chatting at the bakery doors. Somewhere along Rue Lepic, this is where Vincent van Gogh lived with his brother Theo. Just imagine, Van Gogh walking these same streets. I wish I had more time to wander, but my train leaves in 30 minutes. So I pressed on, reaching Place Blanche. And there is the iconic red windmill, Moulin Rouge. Even if you have never stepped foot in Paris, you would have heard the name or seen the movie. But did you know, this was the birthplace of the Can-Can Cabaret, a dance that once shook society and defined the wild rebellious nights of Paris. I was here 30 years ago. That was a quick visit then. It is also a quick visit now. This time round, I cut my Montmartre tour way too close. So, no more filming. I have to sprint for the metro back to the Montparnasse station. I finally made it with just 15 minutes to spare. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this little journey through Montmartre, please like, comment, and subscribe. And join me in the next episode where I check off another stop on my travel bucket list.